He scored.
And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Thursday, January 20th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello, everybody. We welcome you on a cold Thursday morning, but we welcome our friends from Bates Ford as well. They are not letting a little cold weather or a little snow or ice stop them from coming out here. And Paul and Ronnie are both here. Paul Tubbs, Dealer Operations Manager at Bates Ford. Good morning.
Good morning.
And good morning, Ronnie Kelly, the man in sales.
Good morning.
Y'all are here. Rain, snow, sleet, or hail. So glad to have you. And Bates Ford, of course, at 1673 West Main in Lebanon, the dealer that'll still trade for anything that don't eat. Well, what about a day like today?
It's not too bad. The roads, I was expecting a little worse. Of course, my son last night, I said, it's time to go to bed. He said, I don't need to go to bed. They're going to ice the roads over tomorrow. And I said, no, it ain't. Go to bed. So you see who was right and who was wrong. I'll have to hear about that. But the roads weren't as bad as I thought they would be. I live over kind of behind the dealership, and I come down Coles Ferry and cut through and I didn't hit a whole lot of bad, but the roads aren't that bad.
Well, I'm not that far away, 2.5 miles, but it was a piece of cake driving wise. What about you, Ronnie?
Well, I come down Hickory Ridge Road and everything was, went well. There's one reason it went well because I was driving a Ford truck.
Okay.
And that's how Paul got it. He was driving a Ford truck. I was waiting on a call from you, Mr. Coleman. Thought I had to come by and pick you up.
You have 4-wheel drive on that truck?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, that's even better, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, Bates Ford, 1673 West Main. We talk about them every Thursday at this time, and you really have a lot going for you. Now, I don't know what it'll be like today. What do you expect?
I'm hoping anybody wants to come in. We got a staff fully ready to go, service-wise. We got oil changers waiting ready. I've kind of been doing a little help back in the back, getting stuff caught up, so we're getting a little bit more ahead. So that's kind of helped out somewhat. And sales-wise, we got a lot going on. We've got some good selection. I traded for a real nice, if anybody's looking for a black-on-black Lincoln SUV. The person upgraded to a newer Edge. It's a 13 model. It's going to be a pretty inexpensive car in the $20,000 range that's got, the leather, heated seats, all that good stuff. So we've got some good deals there. We have actually gotten some new inventory in. We got a couple of new F-150s in. We got some Bronco Sports coming in. February the 1st, we'll have a Bronco for sale. I think one of them sold. We got 2 on the lot. So we got a lot of different things going, but everything's looking lovely.
Yeah, that makes your mouth water, doesn't it?
Yes, it makes it's real good. Like Paul said, we got a lot of good things going, and people are still coming in, and we've been pretty busy. And even though it's cold weather, sometimes they'll come in and drive around, and we go out and meet and greet them, and we may have something that we may not have on the lot that they don't know we got, and a lot of times we done real well. It worked out pretty good yesterday for.
Well, you've made so many friends over the years. These 34, is it 35 yet?
35 to 26 of this month.
I'm going to go ahead and write 35 down here right now and rub out to 34.
There you go.
By the that'll probably be right. Made a lot of friends in those years, haven't you?
Made a lot of friends, sold a lot of cars. Yeah. And one good thing is we work as a team, and we got a lot of people that we work together. Anytime we run into a problem, we got a team that we can go together and put our head together. We can come out and make something happen. We had a man last month. He came in and bought a GT Mustang, and he came back Saturday. He said, that's not real practical, but I really need a truck. No. And so he said, if you would have had this truck when I looked at it the first time, but he went away in a truck because we had a nice, and it had been for Paul and Mike and Joy for not purchasing those vehicles, we wouldn't have them.
Yeah.
So by them working hard and continue to try to get inventory, that kind of keep us going real strong.
Well, I know you can hardly wait till you get a new facility, and there's still a lot to do before that becomes a reality, but you are working on it.
Oh, yeah. I had a meeting this week, and we're full bore moving forward, and one thing that the gentleman that looked at it said, hey, he said, y'all's showrooms, it's not a whole lot bigger. And I said, no, it doesn't take as much room to sell a vehicle, but we got to have a lot more to fix, and we've got cars around that dealership everywhere. My guys are working hard and extra hours trying to get caught up, but when you get into the service aspect of it, you've got just so much going on as far as if you got to put an engine in a car, it takes a couple of days and things like that. But we still have 7 guys that does all my quick maintenance, oil change, brakes, batteries, tires. And, yesterday I've been keeping them caught up pretty good. Yesterday we sat and putting a set of tires on at 4:30 because for a customer that dropped it off, trying to get it all knocked out. We did 4 or 5 sets of tires yesterday, 4 or 5 brake jobs, probably 30 oil changes. So we staying on the move.
Well, with your batteries for $134.95 and with the cheapest oil change in town and the tires that nobody's going to beat your price on, the world's going to beat a pass.
Yeah, that's why we got to have a new facility because the guy looked at it, he said the sales is about the same, but the service is about 3 times the size. And I said, yeah, that's something that Tony and myself really, we kind of looked at our grand scheme of things, and the biggest thing we've got to do is make our service department a lot bigger so we can kind of get with the times and get a little bit bigger.
Well, the main roads are pretty good. If you need something today would probably be a good day to go to Bates Ford.
Yeah, come on in. We'll get you took care of.
All right. We all have a great week, and we'll do it again next Thursday.
All right.
Thank you so much. All right, and go Titans.
I hope they pull it out.
All right. That's Paul Tubbs. He's a dealer operations manager, Bates Ford, and Ronnie Kelly in sales. And Bates Ford, of course, a dealer to trade for anything you don't eat, right there at 1673 West Main in Lebanon. All right, this is the Thursday that Jeff Baines is responsible for a guest on Coleman and Company, and he sends us a variety of people. And William Westmoreland has joined us this morning. William, good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to see you. Now, I got a little email, a little message from him last night that Heather Bay and you would be here. Is Heather going to come, or do you know?
Heather's going to join us on the phone. She couldn't make it.
Oh, well, she is probably on the phone right now. Let me go to the phone. Heather, are you there? Good.
I'm here. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Oh, good morning to you. It's good to hear your voice. William is in studio with us, and you're on the phone, so it doesn't get much better than that, I guess.
Well, perfect. Thank you for having me this way today.
Well, we appreciate Jeff Baines taking care of this Thursday for us, and we do have a variety of people. Now, let me identify the two of you. Heather Bay is the fixed-based operator for the Lebanon Airport and has been for a while. And William Westmoreland, you're now the Airport Commission Chairman.
Yes.
Okay, Heather wasn't coming in well. Say something, Heather.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, I think so. All right, I can hear you. I hope the people can.
Perfect.
All right, yes. MJ says you're coming in loud and clear. Well,
Okay.
I guess there's a lot of things we can talk about this morning, but why don't we start, William, with you? To be honest, I didn't know you were even on the Airport Commission till I was talking to T.O. Craigwell not long ago. I think he became interim chairman for a little while, and then you got appointed. And is that right?
That's right. Malico, he resigned, and then T.O., he stepped up for like 2 months. So they were looking for a new one. And they asked if I would do it. And I said, well, I'll give it a try, only if T.O. is my mentor. Because, he's been there since, I think, 73.
Probably, yeah.
So,
Sounds
there's
right.
nothing he don't know about the airport. So, and he's helping me along. And
Well, now, you've been flying for a while?
I've been flying since 04. And I finished up my pilot's license in 2017. Bought a plane, finished up my license, and been flying ever since.
Well, I guess that maybe it kind of gets in your blood or something. Once you like it, you want to do it, and something to do besides go to work every day.
It is the most relaxing thing you can do. It's in this business, in the construction business, it's just phone call after phone call after phone call. You can go get in the plane and everything. It's just you in the sky. It is just so relaxing.
Well, what about that, Heather?
He's exactly right. He is. He's done a great job. It's been wonderful to see him and he and his appreciation for aviation turn into a skill set that can be utilized, and he's given back so successfully to the airfield by donating his time on the airport commission, and now diligently working side by side with the airport commission and leading them well into the next stage of the future for the airfield needs and demands.
Well, we've got a number of things. We've got a number of things we can talk about this morning, but right now it's about time for a break. We're going to do that. We'll come back and talk with Heather Bay and William Westmoreland until 7:30 here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank Absolute Kubota Exmark, large inventory of Exmark mowers for homeowners and commercial users, #1 selling brand, bought 2-to-1 over any other commercial mower brand. 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning, THB. Still out working that crash in Robertson County, 24 westbound into 18-mile marker. You'll see the flashing lights there for the next few minutes as you head towards Clarksville, Montgomery County. Of course, the heaviest flow is coming eastbound, coming in that area towards Nashville. Starting to pick up also on 65 up through Brentwood. Warmer weather's waiting for you right now at Pensacola Beach. Log on today, PensacolaBeach.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing has experienced new leadership and a new atmosphere. Same location in the heart of Lebanon, 731 Castle Heights Court on the Castle Heights campus. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing is providing 5-star clinical outcomes to short-term and long-term care residents. Call 615-444-4319 for a tour and to experience the new culture. Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing.
It's all about taking care of you, and THW Insurance will do just that. Are you looking for home or auto insurance? THW represents Westfield Insurance and other fine companies. Together, they will protect you and your family. Call Jeff Lee at 615-443-3849 or stop in and see him at the THW main office, 321 West Main Street in Lebanon.
Coleman and Company. It is a Thursday morning, and we are talking. We're talking about flying. We're talking about the Lebanon Airport. We have Heather Bay, fixed-based operator for Lebanon Airport. It's on the phone with us this morning, and William Westmoreland, who is the Airport Commission chairman now, is with us. I think we could have a little discussion here about hangars and about what the city of Lebanon has done to increase the price, and I think this might have been something that was suggested by the commission, but Heather, start us off on that, if you will.
Well, actually, we have faced a unique funding mechanism when it comes to the state portion of taxes that are paid. In the past 26 years, we've all been having our state funds, which is Tennessee Department of Transportation Aeronautics. The state portion of funding for a lot of our projects out there has been like a user tax. It's a 4.25% aviation fuel tax. It's on top of every fuel sold in the state of Tennessee. And that funding has altered. It was a successful almost 30-year run for that formula, but there was the state legislation decided that they wanted to alter that formula for us. And so it cut quite a bit of our funding back, and a lot of the burden is put on your local airfields. And we've always been blessed with the magnificent support of the city of Lebanon, and they do own the airfield. And so the cost of doing business in any formula anywhere across the U.S., not just Middle Tennessee, has increased as well. We haven't put the burden straight to the user completely. The city typically would share a lot of that burden of the financial the demands for things. And we all discussed in the airport commission meetings what was the next direction, and the next direction was often seen anytime there's a new lease for the city-owned T hangars, to see what that cost of doing business is. And we had to face the fact that we had to increase our rental rates on Alpha. I would call them row A and row B. And we had to put more of that burden that we could no longer acquire from the state of Tennessee to help us maintain those hangars in the airfield. So that came to a discussion between the Airport Commission, taking it to City Council sending it back to the Airport Commission, and there finally was a good compromise, I believe, and not hurting the users too much, and it's an increase of 20% this year for 2 of our rows of hangars where the lease agreements expired this year.
Well, I understand there's been quite a demand for hangars, and that you have not had as many as you could manage, and could it would be productive to have more. Is that still the case?
It is, yes, sir. The housing market is limited, just like the hangar market. The hangars are limited, and this is a Middle Tennessee lack of further demand. We have the real estate, and we're able to have no longer have that state funding, and I don't want to take William's vision away from him and him not discuss what he's looking towards to do, but he's got some really great ideas and new ideas that he's bringing back to the table for everyone to consider. We've done federal, state, and city paid for hangars in the past, and we've leaned toward private developers since some of that funding has gone away. And William, if you don't mind, I'm gonna let you take over from here, because I know you've got some insight on. You were just discussing the other day some ideas that you had. And I'm putting you on the spot by asking you.
Let's hear it, William.
Well, my construction background, I kind of know how things work as far as, like if we do a subdivision, the city's going to require us to install sidewalks or a turning lane or something like that. So I had a discussion with the mayor the other day over lunch, and some of my ideas I'm pitching to him is bringing private developers in and letting them endure the cost of doing the west side taxiway for us, with giving them a tax break on the taxes and giving them a break on the leasing the land. Still after 30 years, the city's going to own that building, and we have a paid for west side tarmac and taxiway. So we're actually formed a subcommittee. We're putting that together. The mayor and I. He just sent me the list the other day. So we're putting all that together, and it's called a think tank. We got some city councilmen on it. We got some people that are not pilots. We got people that are pilots that's on it, and all kinds of different backgrounds, because I wanted to mix it up a little bit. Just think outside the box.
Yep.
And see how we can save the city some money, the taxpayers, and let private developers come in and do this thing for us.
Is something similar being done in other places, or is this pretty much a new, novel idea?
I haven't heard of it at another airport, so we may be the ones that's showing the way here. I don't know. I'm hoping that we can get some things done. And T-hangars, we're doing the same thing, letting private developers come in and building us taxiways as well to taxi from the east side over to the west side. So we're hoping that we can get. We had some people in there that wasn't doing too good, and they're out. Hopefully we'll get some new blood in there and get some things rolling, because our waiting list, I think, Heather, you can correct me on this, I think we're at 130 right now.
Yes, sir. We are.
Okay. Well, how busy is the airport now compared maybe to when you took over, Heather?
Quite a bit, Coleman. There were years where, in the very beginning, where we might have a week or two where there might not even be anybody that walked in the front door. We had 5,800 operations that very first year. Recently, and the numbers aren't exactly confirmed. They're not exactly confirmed, but
I think we lost her.
They're not exactly confirmed, but they are people walking in the door every single day.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
people. We just recently we had about 68,000 instead of 5,800. So that's and this is April Fool. Will be we're working on our 15th year. That's a lot of growth, and it's your community, and it's your community that's leading that growth and demand for people utilizing general aviation as their form of transportation. When COVID hit, that demand increased. More people are getting in the sky and social distancing, and when COVID all began, and they would go, and if they had a lifelong dream to get their next certification in aviation, well, they took that time and did it. And we've got Class Bravo Air, Advanced Tailwheel, and Wings of Eagles, and all three of those are three wonderfully successful flight schools that are at our airfield.
Mm-hmm.
They're not the type that's like at MTSU where it's a classroom setting. They're really that one-on-one in the cockpit, hands-on education, and that's something that our airfield offers our community, and that drives traffic. But what's driven a lot more traffic is the industry that's in the area. There's a lot of executives that come in every week or every 2 weeks to come and check on their investments, their staff, their employees, if there are people that are being recruited. I know the economic development director for the Wilson County and is upstairs. They're also on the Lebanon airfield, so they can easily have someone come in and just go right upstairs and meet them. Or Sarah Haston with the City of Lebanon. She meets people all the time that fly into the Lebanon airport and want to do business with Lebanon. So it's a diversely utilized and demanded form of transportation. When I've got little kids that come over for a field trip and when they're learning about transportation in the spring, one of the first things I tell them is this runway is just like an exit ramp to the interstate. Interstate for the people in planes it's just the sky. And that's exactly what we are. We're another form of transportation for the community, and it's bursting. 5-10 years, 2015, when the city, state, and FAA invested in building that last row of T hangars, it was diversified as to who moved in that. There were a lot of people. I'd say about half of them moved to Wilson County, and then the other half had already been waiting in line for a hangar, but it's not come up yet. So we were able to focus the direction of the last bit of funding that we were eligible for to build that row of hangars.
All right.
So we're a lot like the housing market where there's that short of a demand. There's way more people moving, and they need this form of aviation, whether it's for small aircraft, for their an anesthesiologist flies to Kentucky every day to go to work, and or if it's a large corporation flying in and checking on their investment here over off of Maddox Simpson. That goes on right here, right off the interstate, but then also right off Hartman Drive and Franklin Road.
All right, we got a couple of minutes left here. William, I know there's more you wanted to talk about, but you have at least got your feet wet now as being chairman of the airport commission, I take it. And it seems like you've got some great ideas here, some things you want to really try. Is there pretty much among the commission harmony, and you're all pretty much on the same page?
Yeah, it's a great bunch of guys to work with. I'm the youngest on the board or on the commission, and but they still respect me, and I respect them. You know, they're a lot wiser than I am, especially in aviation. But there's different opinions. You're like the referee. Everybody wants something different, and you have to kind of give a little something to everybody to keep the crowd happy.
Well, as you look to the future here, it sounds like we've got almost a diamond in the rough over there in that airport.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, Coleman, I haven't been to like every airport in the state by no means, but and I'm not being biased here by no means, but we have one of the nicest, if not the nicest airport, smaller airport. I'm not talking B&A, but We have one of the nicest airports because all our buildings are the same color. They all are in line. They match. We have a beautiful FBO that Heather runs and takes good care of. Every time you walk in there, it smells nice. I don't know where she gets this stuff, but every time you walk in, it smells nice. The Pilot's Lounge is real nice. And, a lot of that's Jeff and T.O. and the mayor. It's making sure that all this is happening. And, I think the first set of hangars was built in the 90s, and Jeff was a part of that, and T.O. And those hangars are still up and operational today, and it's delegating what needs to be done here and there. And Jeff, I don't know how he does it and runs the city too, but he gets it done.
Well, we've come to the end of our time here. This time's flown by this morning. Heather Bay, thanks for being with us. We hope you'll stay warm and stay safe, and thanks a lot. And William Westmoreland, we wish you the best as chairman of the Airport Commission. And that is part one of Coleman and Company. We hope you'll keep it here for more. FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to our friends at Bates Ford and the low price tire guarantee on all tires every day. Up to 30 days after the sale, there'll be any competitor's pricing on the tires they sell. 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning, THP. Trying to clear that earlier wreck up in Robertson County on 24 westbound around the 18-mile marker. Of course, the heaviest flow coming out of Montgomery County. Clarksville's going eastbound, headed towards Nashville. Trying to clear up a crash. Again, a couple of minor wrecks around town. Just give yourself extra time. There's still some slick driving conditions out here in certain areas. Warmer weather's waiting for you right now at Pensacola Beach. Book your next getaway by logging on to PensacolaBeach.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
71 degrees all the way.
73 degrees, please.
So, what's your perfect degree of comfort? We'll help you find it with professional Rheem HVAC service that'll keep your home comfy year-round, save on energy costs, and may qualify for utility rebates and tax credits. So enjoy a new degree of comfort.
72 degrees, and I'm good to go.
Financing available through TVA's Energy Right program and your local power company. Call Randy's Heat and Air 237-3604.
Touchdown, Titans! The Titans return to the AFC Divisional Playoffs this Saturday to host the Cincinnati Bengals. Titans Countdown happens at 2. Kickoff of Cincinnati and Tennessee happens at 3:30.
Brought to you by Bakes and Hooker, Bates Ford, Steve Knoll Plumbing, The Jewelers, and the City of Lebanon Gas in Tennessee. 811, call before you dig.
This is Wilson County's home for real country music and the Tennessee Titans. Real Country 98.9.
Today's forecast calls for a mix of sun and clouds with temperatures only climbing into the low 30s. On Friday, highs will top out in the low 30s once again with sunny skies. We stay dry and cold on Saturday. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. Let's look at your forecast. I'm meteorologist T.J. Scott.
And we continue. We welcome you to part two here on Thursday morning. Heather Sadler is on the phone. Heather Sadler Gallagher is on the phone to talk about Pavilion Senior Living. And good morning, Heather.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's nice to hear your voice. You always sound good coming in here on a Thursday morning. And give us a sort of a report. You do nearly every week. Tell us something that's going on at the Pavilion Senior Living here in Lebanon. And with the winter weather, it's I don't guess much has changed since last week or the week before.
No, we're kind of staying hunkered down. Too bad we didn't get enough snow to make some snow cream today, but it's enough that we're going to all stay in and just stay warm and eat some hot meals and just stay hunkered together is what I say. Luckily, we are right now, we'll knock on wood and praise the Lord that we don't have any COVID cases in the assisted living building. We do have several cases in our rehab building right now, so we're still all battling this together. But one building's clear and another one has some active cases.
Yeah, you have the two communities, I guess we would call them here, and although we mostly talk about the pavilion, the care, what you do there, but you have a lot to do with the others too, I guess.
I do. Our rehab building is 60 bed, and it is short-term rehab and also long-term care. So we do a lot between the buildings. Actually, if anybody's in the assisted living building and they need some rehab, we can facilitate getting them rehab either in our building with that same therapy team, or if it's more expensive and they went to the hospital, we'll get them exactly where they need to be at their care level. So that's kind of the neat thing. Once we get our independent living built, we'll have a complete continuum of care on that campus, and that's a pretty big deal. There's only 4 of those in the state of Tennessee that have all 3 levels of care. So it'll be something Wilson County will be really proud about once we finally get it all finished and done over there on that.
Well, no doubt it will be. Tell me what's your time frame on that? And I know it's hard to pinpoint it, but the general idea when that'll be a reality.
Well, we're hoping to break ground in Q1 of this year. So hopefully, if everything goes as planned, we'll have something open by the end of the year. So that's kind of what our general timeline is right now. So actually, I had 2 people call me yesterday inquiring about that. So once again, I've started a list on that one as well. So,
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, if you are as successful, if you get it full as quick as you got the pavilion full, you'll probably deserve a raise.
Well, I won't say that, but you can tell anybody you want that if you want, or you'd like.
But in all seriousness, you did do. I mean, it really came to you down there when you opened the doors there, and I don't know whether you were surprised, but you surely. I think everybody would have been pleased at how quickly you filled up.
Well, everybody on our team was, and I can say I've got a really good team, and it just shows the need for good quality senior living, and I'm honored to lead that team over there. And I believe we provide that. We provide good quality senior living in Wilson County, and this is my home, and I want to make it as best as I can for our seniors. And these seniors aren't just seniors; they become our family, and we want to do the best we can by them. I can't believe I'm almost 15 years into this industry, so I've got a lot of experience, but I also have a lot of knowledge, and I tell everybody almost every single day, I play in the sandbox well with others.
Yeah.
If I don't have the answer, I'm gonna point you to the right answer, and if we're not your answer, I'm gonna help you get exactly where you need to be. So that's just what I do. It's my passion, and this is right where God wants me to be. I can tell you that for sure.
Well, you are, at least the pavilion is, at 1409 Medical Center Drive, just north of Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. And like we say, instead of turning left into the emergency room road, go 1 block further. It's Medical Center Drive, and you're down there on the right, 1409. But you have a website, too, that a lot of people take a look at. You still doing those selfies, by the way?
I am. I just need to get back in there and get another selfie with you.
Yeah, and that is, of course, www.thepavilionseniorliving.com. And if you need to call Heather, 615-444-5556. Close it out for us this morning.
Well, other than just give us a call if you got any questions. We're building our wait list every day, and that doesn't mean that you have to be the next on the wait list, but at least it holds you a spot. So give us a call, and we'll be glad to talk to you. All
right. Well, it's good to hear your voice this morning. Appreciate you calling in. Wish you a good week, and we'll do it again next Thursday.
All right. Talk to you next week.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Heather Sadler-Gallagher, and that is it this morning for the Pavilion Senior Living. We're about 22 before the hour, and Wayne Oakley joins us this morning to talk about, on a cold, snowy morning, Lebanon girls softball. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Maybe other things.
Maybe a couple other, up to you.
You're somewhat of a Titans fan, aren't you?
No, sir.
No, not at all?
Not at all.
Well, you even care about pro football?
Not anymore, really, but I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
Oh.
I know that you like that, but no.
I was pulling for Pittsburgh in their last game. Didn't happen. But I'll tell you what, they've got a good coach. I respect that man.
Yeah,
I think he's and I can't even think of his name, but
Mike Tomlin.
Yeah,
yes, yeah. They always come to play. You know, he hasn't won the big one yet, but
yeah.
you know.
Well, you have 2 daughters, right?
Yes, sir.
2 girls who have played softball.
One, the oldest one.
All right.
Deshay, she's a junior out at Friendship, so she no longer can play Lebanon girls softball because we stopped at
Your
age 14.
younger daughter doesn't play? Or?
She plays soccer.
so the 2 don't mix.
No.
Well, when you go, are you involved in the soccer league or whatever?
I am not at this time. I just don't have any additional time.
Well, I hope we hadn't got off too much on the wrong foot here this morning. You and I have known each other for a while, and I don't know how many years you've come about this time of year.
I believe it's the 10th or 11th year.
But years ago, when we started Babe Ruth and Little League here, and it was almost exclusively for boys. There might have been a half a dozen girls that's played over the years. I don't think they were totally excluded, but it's primarily for boys. And at some point in time, somebody said, well, girls like to play and girls can play softball. And that has come a long way, but it started a lot later. And I don't know the history there. You probably do.
Well, it was the organization was recognized by the state in 1982. And it was slow pitch at that time. Mm-hmm. And there was one field up behind the old Southside Baptist Church that was played on at that time. And then a few years later, well, actually, it was in 1983, they opened the other field because Lebanon High began their fast pitch softball team under Campbell Brandon at that time. 1983 was the first year, I believe. The spring 83 and spring 84 was really their probably quote first year because as I understand it, the 83 team was kind of just put together at last minute.
Mm-hmm. Well, we can say it happened later, but girls sports have come a long way.
Have
and
come
in
a long way.
Fairly short time, I guess.
Yes, they have, and it's continuing to grow, and we got to keep it going that way and keep males out of our female sports.
I hear you. Is that a local problem?
It has not been a problem for us yet. I have talked with Senator Pody, and there has been some legislation that was tried to be go through down at the state level, and we're hoping we never have to cross that bridge. But our definition of an eligible player for our league is a biological female between the age of 4 and 14.
Well, you have a specific reason for being here this morning, and we're going to go to a break here in 2 or 3 minutes. But you have a sign up period, and you come here and tell us about that and about maybe what is required and all of this to participate. But your Lebanon Girls Softball Association has come a long way, and you have a lot that participate. And really, you're kind of been the man that's been pushing this for a number of years. Kudos to you for
thank you.
Not only getting it going, but keeping it going.
And there's been others as well. Amanda Lester, she's our current president, and she's been on the board probably 9 years, I think, at this time, but a couple years behind me. But yes, it is a passion, and I do want to continue to see it grow. And we are trying to work with the city now on some other possible things that maybe we can announce in the very near future.
Well, you were saying your oldest daughter played Lebanon Girls Softball.
Yes, sir.
But she can't play in that league anymore.
And she is aged
out. But you
out.
have not tuck tail and run just because she's not there, which I think says a lot about you.
Well, thank you. Yes, yeah, it's a passion. I really enjoy it, and there's every year there's issues and situations that come up, but overall, if your heart is for the players and the girls in the league, then you'll enjoy doing the work.
Well, your experience there has got to be invaluable, especially if you've got some new parents who are interested in your organization, but their children are just starting to play, and they don't know what it's been like for the last how many ever years.
Right.
So Now, but there are some deadlines or some time.
Yes.
Let's mention this before we
Okay,
go.
we
to
have
break.
registration open currently on our website, LebanonGirlsSoftball.com. The registration fee is $30 for our Pee Wee age, $90 for 6U, and then the other 3 age divisions are $100. And we can talk about that a little bit further. But there is currently for every age division except Pee Wee a $10 early bird discount that ends at the end of this month.
Okay. What's the absolute deadline, or is there one to play?
The absolute deadline will be really the end of February, but we have evaluation days, February the 15th and 22nd, I believe are the dates, and we really would like for you to be signed up by then. So we know how many teams, how many coaches. If you sign up after that and we have to create teams, then you're putting a coach at a disadvantage because may not have been, or he or she may not have been there to observe the evaluation days.
How many round figure you anticipating this year?
Our average is usually around 275. We've had as many as 330. In the COVID year and everything, in the tornado year, we were down around 210, 220. But typically, we're in that 260 to 275 range.
And this age is
4 to 14.
4 through 14.
14, yes.
All right. Yeah. Wayne Oakley's here. We'll talk more after we go to this break. Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Absolute Kubota. They have Exmark, large inventory of Exmark mowers for homeowners and commercial users. #1 selling brand, bought 2-to-1 over any other commercial mower brand. 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. I'm looking at some flashing lights here on 65 northbound at Harding Place. The fire department's behind the car. It may have overheated. It's definitely not on fire, but people are looking at it as they drive by, coming up from Brentwood on 65 northbound at Harding Place. Still on the scene of an earlier wreck at Mountain View Road and Bell Road. It's going to be over in Antioch. And still trying to clear that wreck 24 westbound and in Robertson County. That's going to be around the 18-mile marker as you head towards Clarksville. Warmer weather is waiting for you right now at Pensacola Beach. Book your trip at PensacolaBeach.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Hey, this is Paul with Bates Ford, and our vehicle purchase program has been a huge success. If you got something you want to sell, bring it to Bates Ford for a cash offer. Even if you owe money, we'll pay it off and give you the difference. And on the service side, we got some great deals. We got the Works program, which includes an oil change and a tire rotation, the cheapest oil change in town, the cheapest battery in town for $134 installed on most vehicles. That's Bates Ford, 1673 West Main, the dealer that'll trade for anything that don't eat.
What is your passion? How can you use that passion to enrich your community? Hi, this is Melanie Minter, President and CEO of the Lebanon-Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. Your chamber is the resource for making connections to fulfill your passion. Whether education, nonprofit, agriculture, entertainment, or government relations, Wilson County offers a place for you to be involved. Your chamber connects businesses, individuals, and your passion to the community. We have an enthusiasm for excellence. Join us and catch the spirit. Call or visit our office at 149 Public Square in Lebanon.
And again, good morning and welcome to our program. If you're just joining us, and if you've been listening, you know that Wayne Oakley's here, and we're talking about Lebanon Girls Softball. Were you part of the original formation of this association?
No, sir, I was not. I was a sophomore in high school, I guess, when it started.
Well,
and it moved. I want to say, Coleman, it was, is it 1999 or 2000, they moved from the two fields behind the former Southside Baptist Church. We're back in the back beside Veterans Field, and we are, the way our fields are set up, we're the only fields that are set up under the modern day kind of baseball, softball layout where you have a building in the middle and you have a quad or 5 fields around a building. We only have 3 because of our land limitations right now, but we're hoping to get a 4th, maybe 5th field in the future, and also a indoor facility like Lebanon Youth Baseball has.
What if you had 2 additional fields? Where would they be? You got an idea?
Well, we do. On the one side that doesn't have a field right now, that would be one, and then possibility of expanding out toward maybe Canesville Road.
How much is the city involved in this?
City is very involved with this. William Porter, Dusty Jones, as you know, they're very passionate about youth sports. And I tell you, you can go down on the other side of 109 and supposedly have a better experience. But I'm going to tell you, those fields down there can't hold a candle to our fields. And you know, sometimes you truly make lemonade out of lemons, and that's what happened with the Tornado 2020. We basically have a brand new complex right now. The building wasn't torn down, but we had a new roof put on it. We had they repainted it. They refurbished it. Nearly all the fencing around the backstops are all new. We have state-of-the-art LED lights out there now, and it's really we really have a brand new facility when you really want to stop and think about it out there.
Has this generated a little enthusiasm among the parents and players?
I'll tell you, when they first came out, of course, this past season in 21 was the first year we had lights, because in 2020 we had to play from July to September without lights. And so this last year, the new LED lights were on, and everybody was just astonished at how gorgeous it was and how well lit. No shadows on the field. I mean, they actually even have lights. They're about a light fixture about 15 feet above the ground on the pole, and it's shining up. And that is to illuminate the bottom of the ball. And you don't realize that there is a shadow on the bottom of the ball until you go to a field that has this, and you can truly see that ball traveling through the air a whole lot better now. So it's safer for our players and everything as well. So
what caliber? How would you rate our caliber of play? We got some pretty good girl athletes, haven't we?
We do. And the one thing is happening, rec sports is changing. You know, everything's going to evolve like this, but travel ball has really kind of taken our older ages, especially once you get 11 or 12 years old in the kind of middle school age. You're usually, if you're really into playing softball, you're playing for your school, and then you're playing for a travel team. There may be a few here. There may be somebody just starting pitching or catching, and they come play in the rec league because they're not going to get experience on their travel team in those positions, but they come to get that experience here. So really, the largest influx of our players are from our Pee Wee age division up through our 10U age division.
And so that's kind of been a trend for a while, hasn't it?
It has.
It's probably going to continue.
And I also will mention, whenever we have the possibility, we put together kind of it's not the all-stars that are selected all-stars, because we actually have a tryout for a Lebanon girls Lady Blue Devils travel team that goes and plays other rec cities as well. And the last 2 years, we've either finished first or second in our 6U age division. I'll take it back. Last year we were first in 8U, and the year before that we were second in 8U. The year before that, third year before that, we were first in 6U. So I think we hold our own with all the other. Goodlettsville's always been a big rec organization that you go. Mount Juliet, also you wouldn't believe it, Coppertown is as well. So yeah.
Well, let's do a little diversion here for just a moment. I mean, you come out and you give your time to the Softball Association, but I think it's worth a minute or two to talk about what you do in
hobby.
Your day job. No, it's maybe a hobby, another one, I don't know. You're an architect.
Yes, sir. I own Studio Oakley Architects here in town. We're on Legends Drive. Have designed several things around the city of Lebanon. The Lebanon Police Department is probably the most known. The fire station out on 109, we did that as well. And we're also the architect for the new Cadillac dealership going in Mount Juliet. Of course, we did Rocky Williams, Two Rivers Ford. So,
well,
Cumberland Presbyterian.
You went to school, you studied architecture, whatever. You've been doing this for a while. Are you pretty busy?
You need a job?
I don't need that one.
Can you operate Revit on a computer? I'll hire you. No. Yes, we are very blessed. We have lots of things going. We're working on Tony Bates Ford now. Like I said,
car
Andrews,
dealership's one of the things you love to do.
It has kind of became a niche for us. Yes, I kind of fell into that with the first Nissan new prototype back in 2002. And it's kind of grown. But Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama, Georgia, we've probably designed 50 to 60 automotive dealership, either new or renovations. Yes.
Well, but you have found time, in spite of how busy you might be with your architecture business, to give back to the community, especially to the Lebanon Girls Softball Association.
Yes.
Well, I think that's nice. But I like to give anybody a little plug, a little recognition for. I mean that you pay for.
I'm also on the sports committee for the sports park.
Yeah.
For the city and the Historic Preservation Commission.
Well,
so,
I that's what I was going to talk to you for a minute about. I think you are a proponent of building something out here on 231 that has been kind of put on hold and maybe diminished, and I don't know if that's wrecked your dreams, but tell us a little bit about it.
Well, the sports park has been something I've been advocating for many, many years. I mean, probably 20 years, to be honest with you. And when Jeff Baines and William Porter called and said, hey, we've got this opportunity for this land out on 231, I immediately got on board with it. And where they are currently, from what I understand, I just spoke to Jeff yesterday, the engineering firm is finalizing bid documents right now. So I would think sometime in February, they'll be putting it out for bid. And then I think they want to get what the cost is going to be, because cost is so uncertain right now in the construction world. And they're going to get a handle on that. And then, of course, they would have to take it to city council for funding. But we're only looking at 5 soccer fields. And that's really to replace the soccer that's on the airport property right now. But to be honest with you, that if they started today, it's a 3-year process for them to get out there. 5 fields, they're going to be full, even with the lights and the added time that they'll have allocated for practices and games. They're going to be at or over capacity when they open.
Well, one of the ideas, I think, for a larger complex is to have softball tournaments and tourist money. Maybe the tourist is not the right word, but when people come, whether they come from the next county or the next state, they spend money here. It's still tourist money.
And a lot of people talked about that big headline in the Democrat, the $36 million. That was the Walt Disney. We want everything in here, but. And I think William Porter's been out here and has said this. We're not, the idea behind this is not to go after the penny ante, low line weekend tournament where everybody drives from within an hour here and they go back home. We want to go after the tournaments that are stay to play, what they call stay to play tournaments. They come in on a Monday or Tuesday. Coleman, our travel team played over in Hendersonville last year in a USSSA tournament, the Southeast National Regions tournament, to qualify for the World Series. There was 153 teams that were there. Only 3 were from Tennessee, and one of those was from the Dyersburg area.
Oh, wow.
So you take 151 teams that are in hotels, eating in your restaurants, and this was right after 4th of July. It started on July the 5th. So these teams came in on the Friday before to make the 4th weekend, and they went to Nashville and stuff. So you can only imagine the amount of money that was brought in. And that's what the idea behind that park was really about.
Okay, let's get back to the number one main reason you're here this morning. Lebanon Girls Softball will be played again this year. You have a website where people can register to play, and take us through that again.
Okay, Lebanon Girls, with an S, softball.com. We'll take you right there, go to the upper left corner, register, and it'll step you right through the registration process.
All right, it starts at age 4 and goes through 14.
Yes, sir.
And there's it's not it's not like some of the other organizations. You do have to pay a little to play.
Yes, we do not have a civic organization that backs us. That might be changing also in the future. I got some ideas on that we're working with. But right now, yes, we do have to pay to play. But if you have an issue, contact us. Our email address is there. Our phone numbers are there. Contact us, and we will work with you. We want every girl who wants to play, and we will help you with that.
When you talked about just having other years, how often do you play? How many games a week usually?
Most everybody plays 2 games a week. Now, what we do, because our middle school program, the middle schools are playing until the 1st of May, that oldest age division, the 14 and under, does not start until May the 1st. Mm-hmm. So the first month of April, our other age groups are playing. When they start up, they will be playing 2 times a week, and sometimes at that point, our younger age divisions will only play 1 game a week. But when they first start at the 1st of April, they will usually play 2 times a week as well.
Well, it's a very active thing. There's parent involvement here, some opportunities, I guess, to work concession stand.
No. We actually hire workers for our concession workers, and it's usually teenagers. And we are looking for a concessions manager, and we're also looking for workers and scorekeepers, if anybody, and we pay these positions.
And so that's an opportunity to make a little money for somebody that's a little industrious here.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes.
Wayne, thank you so much for coming out this morning. Cold morning, but softball is about to begin. Yeah. At least registration is underway right now. It is underway, yes. And thank you for talking about it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Wayne Oakley. And that is it for a Thursday. I hope you'll join us tomorrow for the Friday show. And until then, I wish you a